So Beyonce jumped down on you.
She jumped down. Oh, she was like on a windowsill.
Right.
We was in Vegas. She said, come on, I'm talking to her. She jumped down. She was like, duh, duh, duh. And I'm like, wait, what is she doing?
50 Cent talked about his confrontations with the Carter's family, and it was quite clear that he was not close to them. And it seems the hate goes both ways, since 50 claimed Queen Bee jumped him over his beef with her husband. Rapper 50 Cent revealed the moment he found himself confronted by none other than Beyonce over his feud with Jay Z. He said Beyonce jumped out at him and was ready to fight after he stopped by to talk to her husband in Las Vegas many years ago. She was on a windowsill. We were in Vegas, he recalled during Friday's appearance on The Breakfast Club. 50 said Beyonce must have thought he and her husband were arguing before she jumped out and pulled a no-nonsense confrontational face at 50. And I'm like, wait, what is you doing? That's me and Jay Z stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with you, girl. 50 Cent told host Charlamagne Tha God and DJ Envy.
She's throwing me off now. Because I don't know exactly how to respond to this. You are still Beyonce. You know, she brought all of the sexy over.
50 Cent admitted that he was quite surprised and taken aback by Beyonce's reaction to their quarrel, since it was a situation he had not seen coming. I was like, OST. I didn't really know what to do, he recalled. It was one of those situations where you were like, whoa. If you say this to Jay, he'll look at you and go, nah, that happened. He claimed he didn't know how to respond to her because, well, she is Beyonce and he never expected to be in a situation like that with her. 50 said, I'm like, whoa, she throwing me off now cause I don't know exactly how to respond to this. You are still Beyonce. She brought all of the sexy over with that energy jumping off. The show even made a dig at Beyonce's family when co-host Charlamagne Tha God mentioned Beyonce's sister Solange, who famously attacked Jay Z in an elevator after the 2014 Met Gala. You're lucky Solange wasn't there, Charlamagne told 50 Cent, referencing Bey's little sis's infamous elevator fight with Jay back in the day. 50 also joined the mocking and joked, saying, if Solange was there, I would have had to reboot. Solange was popping in that elevator like it was nothing, with some gangster-esque tea going on. Jay couldn't do nothing, 50 and the other show members were referencing when in 2014, following a Met Gala after-party at the Standard Hotel in New York City, surveillance obtained by TMZ showed Solange and Jay Z getting into a physical altercation on the elevator. The video showed Beyonce's little sister Solange yelling, hitting and kicking Jay Z as a bodyguard tried to restrain her. Beyonce stepped in to try to break up the two, but Solange continued to attack her brother-in-law. Rumors of what caused the melee ran rampant after the release of the footage. At the time, it was reported that Solange had also gotten into a verbal argument with designer Rachel Roy, with a source saying that Jay Z had said something that caused her to snap. As a result of the public release of the elevator security footage, there was a great deal of speculation about what triggered the unfortunate incident. The Carter couple and Solange said in a joint statement at the time, at the end of the day, families have problems and we're no different. We love each other and above all we are family. We've put this behind us and hope everyone else will do the same. This isn't the first incident where 50 had feud with rap mogul Jay Z. Their rocky relationship started way back at the beginning of 50 Cent's career. It began with the release of 50 Cent's 1999 controversial track How to Rob, where he dissed a bunch of rappers that were more popular than him at the time and used them for clout. He had just signed with Columbia Records and was waiting for his album, Power of the Dollar, to get released, so he dissed those rappers to ensure the album and his career received maximum attention. Some of the rappers he name-dropped include Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim, Mace, Will Smith, DMX, Big Pun, Slick Rick, Master P, Diddy, and finally Jay Z. A lot of artists ended up responding to 50 Cent, which was exactly what he was hoping to achieve with the track. Even Jay Z himself responded to him when they met at the Summer Jam Festival. Shaka Zulu, who was doing radio at the time at Columbia, took the new 50 Cent backstage at Summer Jam for a meet and greet so that the press could get familiar with the name and face behind the song. 50 also wanted to inform the public that How to Rob wasn't a serious diss and that the track was recorded for entertainment purposes. As 50 remembers it, Jay Z was impressed by the song but told him he wasn't going to let it slide. I ran into Jay at Summer Jam and he said, yo, I don't like that record you got. I love that record you got. 5 recalls. He goes on to say Jay vowed he was going to respond, but I didn't know he meant right then. He go on stage, that's the first time I ever seen 30,000 people. 50 continued. He said I'm about $1 who the FCK is 50 Cent. I ain't even know 30,000 people knew who 50 Cent was. I should send him a bottle of champagne for that. Jay Z himself confirmed that he came up with the 50 Cent reference track while preparing for his set backstage. In an interview with veteran disc jockey Funkmaster Flex, Jay Z said, that was actually the first time I performed that record. I ain't even know it. I was backstage trying to make sure that I could get it and I seen him. I bumped right into him while he's backstage. I said that record you got is hot. I like that joint. He was like, thanks man. I say, but you know I'm about to go in, right? 50 Cent was elated with the events that transpired because he had just been acknowledged by one of the biggest rap stars in the game. With his buzz seemingly up, Columbia Records finally decided to put a machine behind him. Jay-Z then went ahead and released his fourth studio album, Vol. 3 Life and Times of S. Carter, and on track No. 6, It's Hot, he put bars going at 50 Cent rapping. Go against Jigga, your ass is dense, on about $1 with 50 cents. I guess in 50 Seconds' eyes, it was officially on between him and Jay-Z, and so he released a response track titled Be a Gentleman, where he tells Hop to watch what you say. The track eventually appeared on his compilation mixtape Guess Who's Back, which was released in April of 2002. Unluckily for 50 Cent, by the time the diss track arrived, Jay-Z was having his own issues with Mobb Deep and Nas, and never got to respond back to 50. Some say he might have not responded to 50 Cent on purpose, but no one knows, since 50 Cent was eventually dropped from Columbia Records after getting shot 9 times. Never giving up, 50 then resurfaced in 2002 with a compilation tape titled Guess Who's Back, which he followed in June of that year with the G-Unit mixtape. His buzz was back up and labels were queuing for his signature before he eventually inked a deal with Eminem and Dr. Dre at Shady Records. Jay-Z recognized 50 Cent was on fire and in response told all of his artists to flood the streets with new music before 50 Cent released his debut album under Shady Records. Jay-Z had retired and still going at 50 through a song diss wasn't an option, so he was still going at 50 but through his artist's music. 50 Cent confirmed this when he said he felt that his album duel with Kanye West was really a battle between him and Jay-Z. His statement made sense because at the time, Jay-Z was the president of Def Jam and Kanye was signed to Def Jam. 50 believed Jay-Z put a machine behind Kanye West and did everything possible to ensure he came out victorious. I was competing against an artist whose label was doing everything, and I mean everything, to make sure he beat me. Jimmy Iovine might not have cared about beating Kanye, but Jay-Z, who was the head of Def Jam at that time, damn sure cared about beating me, 50 Cent wrote in his 2020 book Hustle, Harder, Hustle Smarter. Through the years, they have continued having beef, though they both say it's being competitive with each other, and although his clash with the Carters never escalated into a full-blown, 50 and Jay-Z have never quite seen each other eye to eye, and it's been that way from the early 2000s to this moment in time. A fan on Twitter said, "One thing about Beyonce, she really about that life. I still gag when 50 Cent tell the story about how she ran down on him and tried to fight him." Another said, "So we now have on record that Beyonce has ran down on and checked both 50 Cent and Fab. When will your favorite rapper?" Anyways, let's not forget that this video is based on theories and my opinions and should not be considered facts. That's it for this video. Bye.